I bet. So the movie opens up with Thomas and he gets woken up from a nightmare that he's having. It's time to go. We got cranks bugging out here. It is not safe. And I just got a question for y'all real quick. Is this franchise just a zombie franchise whole time and I had no clue? Because these things sound exactly, and I mean exactly like zombies. If I close my eyes, I swear to God, this sounds like World War Z all over again. So Thomas and his people get inside and we get introduced to Mr. Jansen. Shout out Dodgers GOAT Kenley Jansen. You got one of the nastiest cutters I've ever seen. So Jensen's telling them how he's protecting them and stuff and how their new homes and lives await them. But first off, we got to get started with a shower. Thank God, bro. Oh my, I can just imagine how these children smell. They smell funky as hell. Oh my God, I could just imagine. After they shower, they get welcomed to what's basically a sleepaway camp. That's the only vibe that I get from this. They're chopping it up with all the other kids and turns out they were also in mazes of their own. Mr. Jansen comes in and reads off some names and these kids have been selected to go to Streamer University or some shit. I don't know. They going anywhere but here. And supposedly that's good. I don't know. Everybody's clapping and shit, so I guess. All the guys get brought into their rooms and everybody's all happy because they finally have beds. Not dirt, not a hammock, not the ground, like an actual bed, like a Tempur-Pedic bed. This is like a 5-star hotel to them. They feel like they just won the lottery. But not Thomas. His pessimistic ass does not trust a damn thing. Later on at night, this kid gets him to crawl into the vents and shows him this room where a bunch of people go in but never come out. Is this where all the kids that their names get called? Is this where they end up going? Holy shit, I'm a fucking idiot. So it's the next day and they call some more names, you know what I'm saying, the usual. And Thomas causes a scene which gets the boys thrown into their room. But my dog snatched the ID badge, so we straight. We got access to every single door in this building. Thomas and old boy sneak into the spot and we see some grievers, maybe some baby grievers in the tanks, I'm not sure. And then a bunch of human bodies hung up all crazy and shit like Goku in the medicine machine. Then Jansen comes in and hops on a Zoom call with the evil wicked lady from the first movie and she's talking about have them ready for harvest. Harvest? What do you mean harvest? You gonna harvest these human beings? Are you dead ass? Wow, it turns out the people who we thought were good guys are actually bad. Shocker. So after we find out these people are still wicked after all, this triggers Thomas's fight or flight. So he gets them boys out of there, and I mean out of there efficiently. And they take this doctor lady hostage so they can go get Teresa. They run into a worker who's shooting at them and Mino decides to do Mino things because he runs full speed and hits this nigga with a flying knee, murking him. Holy shit. My dog Mino just got a body. Now my son a demon. So now the guys got a pull from the dead body and a hostage right now. So they got all the power. Teresa is successfully rescued and the boys are running for their life. That is until they hit a dead end. And Mr. Jansen's trying to gaslight them, talking about how he's trying to save their life, blah, blah, blah. And they not trying to hear none of that. They not going for it. And then the little homie comes in clutch, opening the door. Thomas fires the gun multiple times, absolutely hitting nobody, and books it to the door. And I mean, he's hauling ass. And then he hits the cleanest slide I have ever seen to escape, looking like Trey Turner. Thomas gives him the bird and they leave the facility to go into the desert. The desert at night in the middle of a nah, bro, are you dead ass? In the middle of a sandstorm, y'all want to go out? Nah, y'all bugging out. I swear, Thomas and these kids are fearless, bro, because I would never do some shit like this. I'm way too pussy. Eventually everybody finds shelter in this mall thing. I don't know. It's a big ass building in the sand. I'm just gonna say it's a mall. And after some looking around, Mino finds a generator and turns on the power to the entire building. Mind you, they are being hunted right now in the middle of the night in the desert, bro. There's nothing. It's just all sand. So if they see this big ass building with light, it's just gonna lead you right to them. Come on, Mino. We got to use our brain, puppy. What are we doing? Like, just look at this big stupid ass grin he has on his face. He really thinks he did that shit for real. He really thinks that he done saved the day. But in all reality, he basically woke up every single crank in this building. They are running away and shit, and they warned the others from maybe like a few hundred feet away, give or take, I'm not sure. And they don't move a single muscle until Thomas and Mino are basically right next to them. Literally, why the fuck would you just not run right away? I hate movie logic so much. These are two of the fastest people in this entire franchise. I'm pretty sure if you guys have a head start, it won't affect them at all. This movie is basically World War Z for the next 5 minutes. Everybody everybody reaches the locked door and they're trying to get it open. So Buddy right here decides to shoot the zombies to slow them down. Now I know what y'all thinking. Loud noise equals bad. And that is true. This is very true. But using a gun in a zombie apocalypse is the last resort. So I'll give it a pass. They finally get the door open and the zombies are ripping this nigga up. Like, I mean, ripping his skin off his body, bro. Peeling that shit off like a banana. But they managed to get him free. And Thomas is hauling ass to get away to the point where he catches up to everyone else. Now, whenever I see a shot of Thomas running, I genuinely think he's the fastest human I've ever seen. Yes, even faster than Usain Bolt. And I'm not kidding when I say this, bro. The way Dylan O'Brien runs makes me think he's going 30 miles an hour. They managed to survive the night and wake up to what's left of this city. I'm talking about this shit looks fucked up, bro. Like if the Avengers got done saving the city. This shit looks like Sokovia. They do some walking around and Thomas points to these mountains and he's like, yeah, we just gotta make it to there. No big deal. Nigga, that's gotta be like 10 miles, maybe more. The fact that you just said that so casually, bro, makes me want to slap the shit out of you. Oh, here's the Golden Gate Bridge or what's left of it for my people from San Fran. Shout out to my San Francisco people. I'm sorry for what the Seahawks did to y'all this year. They spank y'all in the divisional and they win the Super Bowl on your home turf. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Thomas is talking about, well, let's get moving. When Winston looks like he's at death's door, this nigga looks like hell and he instantly collapses. Now, the one thing I will say about Thomas is that boy is solid. He's solid in a motherfucker, bro, because they are dragging and carrying this man through the desert, even in the middle of a sandstorm. That's some real nigga shit right there. I can't even lie. That's real as hell. We cut to everybody exhausted, taking a break, trying to catch their breath, and they are still far as hell from the mountains. And Teresa's telling Thomas, maybe we should go back. You know, maybe it wasn't so bad after all. I kind of miss my bed, my shower, some food. I kind of miss all that. And Thomas looks like he's about to pop a bitch in her mouth for saying such blasphemy. But then we hear a gunshot. It's old boy trying to take himself out the lobby because the virus is growing and he's just suffering. Bendito, poor guy. He just wants it to be over. Everybody says their goodbyes and they're walking into the distance and we hear a pop and it's GG's for bro. Fast forward a little bit and everybody's sleeping in the middle of nowhere because they are exhausted. When all of a sudden Thomas sees some light in the distance and an insane thunderstorm just happens to come in. So now they gotta run a full sprint like half a mile or some shit while dodging lightning. Mother Nature about mad as hell. I don't know why she's going so crazy. It's to the point where she ends up hitting Mino dead on, bro. She strikes this nigga with lightning. Like, come on, bro, not my king. What did Mino? Mino does nothing to nobody. He's literally smoking. He's sizzling right now. So they get inside and this bitch with my haircut from second grade welcomes them to the spot, introducing them to Giancarlo Esposito. And he's the head honcho with his spot and he's asking him a whole bunch of questions, which leads to everybody being hung upside down. How you even get into this position is just insane to me. Personally, I wouldn't let this slide, but you know what I'm saying? We two different people. Eventually, them wicked demons pop up because, you know, of course they do. Teresa gets free and so do the others. Brenda saves them from dying and most of them escape on this zip line thing, which is pretty cool. I like that. It reminds me of the ones on the cruise. And while all this is going on, Unc played this song that as soon as it ends, the whole building blows up. So when it does blow up, it causes Thomas and Brenda to be separated from the others. They do some exploring in the underground tunnels and they fuck around and they find out, ladies and gentlemen, because they run into the zombies from Last of Us. These things look horrifying. Holy shit, bro. I guess this is how cranks look when they're fully developed. I'm not too sure. Thomas and Brenda are running for their life until they almost run off the cliff Looney Tunes style and they start climbing this rock to get away. They eventually make it to this broken skyscraper and Brenda must have the worst luck ever because she grabs this thing which breaks instantly, causing her to fall through a door into the middle of a glass window. And if this shit breaks, she's dead. She's gonna take such crazy fall damage, it's not even funny. But you know what makes it a million times worse? A damn zombie comes in and is trying to eat her face off. So Thomas gotta come and put on that cape once again and save the day. That boy grabs a metal rod and shatters the glass while catching Brenda. Ooh, that boy Thomas cold as hell. Hey, when it's all said and done, Brenda's gonna be on your body. Now we think shit's all fine and dandy until this big ass bite mark appears on Shorty's leg. And the way she brushes this off is genuinely crazy to me. Like what do you mean? Yeah, just forget about it. You're basically dying slowly in front of me. I gotta take you out. As soon as I see the first sign of you acting woozy or like, rah, rah, I'm taking your head off your shoulders with the swiftness. They get to walking around and turns out there's a whole society of people grilling rats and squirrels and shit. I don't know. They're grilling something. Everybody's dirty as hell. Smells like ass. But somehow, some way, away, there's a party going on, like if the world isn't ending. Excuse, how is this even possible? Buddy right here makes them drink whatever concoction this is, talking about it's the price of admission to get into the party. And that boy Thomas is faded as a bitch, bro. That nigga is gone. He took maybe what's equivalent to like 2-3 shots, maybe. I'm not too sure. Everything is blurry and in slow motion for my son. He's a lightweight for real. And then Thomas and Brenda start kissing. Nah, that's how you get off the Don Julio? The Julio make you out go Fulio? Nah, come on, Thomas. We supposed to be locked in on Teresa, gang. What you got going on? And Brenda's infected. You kissing the zombie, right? Oh, nah, Thomas, you bugging. But wait, y'all, it gets worse, because this nigga Thomas is hallucinating to the point where he sees Brenda as Teresa, and then he blurts out of his big stupid ass mouth, "You're not her," to Brenda, making her upset. Gang, are you serious? Do you always have to think out loud? Every single thought you've ever had, you just blurt out of your mouth with no second thought. You think of something and you just say it right away. Thomas starts tripping, seeing his friends infected. Even a griever appears in his hallucinations, and he just greens out. My son can't hang at all, bro. So Thomas wakes up all hungover, and Teresa and him just somehow found him, I guess. And we find out that Diddy Jr. over here lures kids into his party so they could get shit-faced, have a good time and shit, and make it easier for Wicked to find immune kids, which he sells to them. If I'm not mistaken, that sounds like a certain somebody with some files going around right now. They take Buddy's whip to search for the right arm in the mountains when they get caught up by the right arm. And turns out Arius knows these girls because they were in the same maze together and shit. Yeah, Arius was the one. He was in a maze with all girls. This is why you should always be nice to the quiet kid in school. That shit might dead ass save your life, because these girls were ready to blow these kids' heads off their shoulders. But plot armor came to save the day. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Something always got to work out for these people. So the girls take Thomas and him to the right arm, and they bring him to the guy that decides if they stay or not. And Brenda completely collapses, and they find out that she's turning into a zombie and shit. Probably not the best first impression. In fact, it's probably the worst one. It almost gets you killed. Morgan Wallen over here is about to murk Brenda until the doctor comes and saves the day, because she just so happens to know Thomas. Everybody knows this nigga Thomas, bro. I swear to God, he's the most popular person on the planet. We get some Thomas lore, and turns out he was the one that gave the right arm all the info they needed. So pretty much he's the sole reason why they are here right now today. And this nigga goes from looking at Thomas like a traitor to literal God. He looks at this nigga like he's Jesus Christ. He deadass cannot believe his eyes right now. He's in disbelief. So Doc makes this cure from Thomas's blood, and it'll only work for a few months. I mean, that's kind of a big deal. Like, you take one shot every few months and you're good. I'm not mad at that at all. Brenda wakes up, and her and Thomas get to chopping it up when she says that Thomas reminds her of her little brother. Fucking ill. Y'all was just making out off the Ron juice the other day. So whatever, bro. Everybody's chopping it up, relaxing for once. And then we have Teresa just doing the absolute most. So Thomas climbs up to talk to her, and she gives this sob story about her mom, trying to get Thomas to understand where she's coming from and why she did what she did. And Thomas is mad confused, because he's like, what are you talking about right now? And then 2 helicopters come from the distance, and we find out she hit up the ops. She hit up fucking Wicked to take out the right arm. She wants her and Thomas to all go back to Wicked willingly, all happy and shit, all kumbaya. You raggedy funky ass hoe. I would have pushed her off the rock. I'm being so dead ass. I would have did her like Scar did Mufasa. And I'm just confused, because how did you contact them? What, did you pull out your iPhone and you get reception out here in the desert, in the fucking mountains? You get reception? Who you got? You got T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T. I know it's not AT&T. They don't get reception anywhere. Like, how did this communication happen? I need to know. So whatever, man. There's this big ass shootout going on, except Wicked is using non-lethals. They're using those like electric bullets from earlier, and the right arm people got real guns with real bullets, but they're these shitty ass like marksman rifles and shit. One of the Wicked employees throws this electric stun grenade, stunning everybody, allowing them to get captured. And then everybody gets rounded up on their knees for the arrival of the evil white lady. And then everybody finds out Teresa done pulled a KD. Everybody's in disbelief, shocked, they're betrayed, they're pissed. Then the nice doctor we just met gets shot by Jansen for I don't know why. Like, don't y'all need as many doctors as possible? This is fucking stupid. And then Thomas brings out a fucking bomb like he's Osama bin Laden, bro. Oh my god. This is low-key a W strat, because if he dies, the whole world is screwed, right? He'd rather blow himself to smithereens instead of going back to Wicked. I respect it, I ain't gonna lie. Then all hell breaks loose, and Giancarlo rams a helicopter with a truck. And Thomas just C4s this group of soldiers, because fuck it, it. Why not? Me personally, I would have rather chucked it into the helicopter because fuck it, bro. Let's all die. Jansen pip slaps Thomas and ups it on him and gets shot by Brenda. Now the right arm has the upper hand and Morgan Wallen out here is just on the turret going crazy. Mino ends up getting shot and captured and both sides retreat. Then this old hag makes her way to the front of this helicopter and just stares at Thomas. Well, I swore that shit was hard as hell. On God, she thinks she killing that shit right now. It's the next morning and their base is all kinds of messed up. And Thomas says that he's gonna do whatever he has to get Mino back no matter what. And yeah, that's the video, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed. You know, I had to drop another banger for y'all real quick. We are on the road to 400k subs, man. 400k subs by the summer? Question mark? I don't know. We'll see. I love y'all so much, man. Thank you for all the love and support on the channel. A lot of y'all are pretty excited about the news of me launching this football channel. I'm very excited. I got my boy Toph editing the videos and shit, so I'm very excited. I'm looking to deliver you 2 to 3 videos a week on that channel during the football season, so we'll see. But yeah, make sure y'all eat some water, drink some food, wash y'all ass, tell someone you love them. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.